Hi everybody, it's Mark here from Club 365. Happy Tuesday to you. It's now 4 o'clock in the UK and I've spent my morning telling everybody about GlobalCon 1 because the schedule is now live. But I'm not going to say much about that in the video because I will leave a link anyway, but if you do want to come to that then you're fully welcome. It's all online conference, it's 5 days and we've got so many great sessions and it's all free. So yeah, look at the link on that one. But I want to tell you about something else we've also released, and a big thanks to Fraser on the team for pushing this one forward. What we're doing on Microjobs, which is our Microsoft dedicated freelancer platform, is we're introducing a new service called Book an Expert Call, and it's a pilot service. And before I tell you about it, I just want to tell you about the problem it's trying to solve. So us at Collaboris, we need help quite often, and usually it's short-term help. So it might be things like we need help because we run a lot of WordPress sites to support the summits. We might need help with a plugin might not be working, or we might have a performance problem, or we might need somebody to do a quick load test. So all of these things potentially take less than a day, and we've tried so many times in the past to ask around in forums and ask in the community, can anybody help me do this? And we never get any answers. We just get people say they'll do it, but when it comes down to it, they don't actually want to do it. And so we struggle. So what are our options? Well, we don't want to hire an FTE, so a full-time employee. We don't have a job for somebody that's just going to do us a 2-hour task one-off, because no point doing that, that's just silliness. So our other option is we can hire a contractor. And a contractor would be good, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a contractor that will help you, excuse me, that will help you just for 1 or 2 hours. Most of the good ones out there are already engaged and they're already employed. And if you can probably find somebody for a week, but they're generally quite expensive and you need to give a minimum of a week. And if you can find that, you're lucky, it's usually a month. And so we're now faced, we've got this 2-hour task, we need it doing, but we've got to hire somebody for up to a month. And then we've got to do all of the recruitment process, contacting agents or putting on job boards. And so we're 3 or 4 days down the line before we've even got to the point where we can actually speak to somebody, see if they can help. And so that's one option. The other option is, and what we have done in the past is we do it ourselves. And so take, for example, a plugin's not working because we bought this new plugin, it doesn't work, we contacted support and they're blaming WordPress, etc. And so what we have to do there is we have to dig in and start looking at code about how the plugin works. And then you have to learn a whole load of things around it, and it's soul destroying, to be honest, because it's not getting to the point where we want to do it. And so, yes, we can do it for ourselves, but if we do it, it's going to take way, way longer than a 30-minute call. A bit of advice would give you. And then we might actually end up with the wrong answer because we haven't had the experience with that plugin and we don't know we don't know the problems we're going to get. And so there's effectively your two options. And so the gap we're trying to fill with Microjobs and also this Book an Expert Call is that when you need somebody for 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 week, we want to give you a solution where you can just go online, you can chat to them and you go, this guy sounds really good, I can get him on a call, he's remote, there's no onboarding whatsoever apart from purchasing the job, and he can get started for me. And so what we're trying to do with Book a Call is solve that particular problem, because we realise, and we've had it, like I mentioned, many times on Collaboris, and if we're only a small company of 4 people at the moment, so if we've had it, larger companies are going to have it tenfold. And so we're trying to solve that particular problem where you've got an issue, you want to get someone to call, and here's the solution for it. And so what we've done is we've released our first one, and I say it's pilot, and we've got loads more freelancers actually creating like this idea, and they're also creating their Book a Call options. And so the first one is by a guy I'm sure you'll probably know, he's called Matt Weston. Now we've worked with Matt to create a great description and scope it all nicely. Now Matt's somebody that's I think very highly of. He's spoken for us at loads of summits, he does a load of community work, he puts himself out there, he self-learns, and he knows Office 365 and all of the services around it really well. In fact, he knows them so well, he improved our call for speakers process that probably, to be honest, embarrassingly took us about 2 or 3 weeks of manual effort on the first one where we got emails coming in when they were getting lost, we couldn't work out any of the workflow at all. It was all manual, and Helen had got these post-it notes on a whiteboard and checklists, and if Helen was off we couldn't find anything. And Matt came in, he analysed the solution, and I think it was about 2 or 3 days he built us this beautiful solution where you create a Microsoft form, the speaker submits their session into a Microsoft form, Power Automate picks that up, chucks it to SharePoint, SharePoint then alerts, shows that in, Power Automate alerts what's in SharePoint into Teams. We can then manage it all via a SharePoint page, which again is exposed in Teams. So we've now got a central portal that we can manage speakers with, which has cut our time down to probably about 1 to 2 days per summit now, because there is some still manual work to do, but he's cut it down a lot. And so he knows the stuff, he knows his stuff around Office 365. He's also been awarded the Microsoft MVP, which is only a few people in the world get that. It's fantastic, and I'm really pleased and chuffed for him, because he's somebody that he runs user groups, does a lot of work. And so Matt will give you, for the massive sum, this is huge, the massive sum of $50, he will give you 30 minutes of his expert time. And no matter what it is it a bug you need fixing? It could be a flow that's gone wrong, you need a bit of advice, because Matt's actually helped somebody on microjobs with that kind of area before. It could be some architectural advice. Maybe you've got a problem where you think, well, shall I do this in Form? Shall I do it in Power Apps? Shall I do a list form? And he'll give you some really good architectural advice about your solution. Maybe you need a bit of training because Microsoft, you're 4 months behind on all the releases and Matt's kept himself up to date, and you just want to know what's new, what you can find out about what's coming out. Matt will help you there. And so there's loads of different things. I won't list them all now. There's 1,000,001 different things that you could use Matt for in a 30-minute call. If you want to extend that call, that's dead easy. All you do is Matt will say around about 25 minutes, do you want another 30 minutes? You have another 30 minutes, and then he'll create you a custom extra off his job. And then you'd probably just pay that at the end. And that's really, really simple. Then if you want to use Matt for even more, you just contact him on the platform, you can create a custom offer, and you've got like a contractor for life. Then if you need him, he's there to help. So as I say, we've got more freelancers doing it. If you want to jump on board, then there's a link somewhere around here, depending on LinkedIn, Facebook, or wherever. It's either down here, across there, or up there. Have a look for it. My advice, and this is totally my advice, I'll just tell you about the process, is if you want to ask Matt something about how a Ferrari's built, which isn't his area of expertise, then you're probably just going to waste your money by buying the microjob. So my advice is really easy. Click the contact button next to Matt and say, Matt, I'm thinking about buying your job. Here's a few sentences about what my problem is, and you can get involved in the chat in microjobs, and you go, oh yeah, I can help you on that one. That's definitely my area, and I've got some really good advice. I've got some ideas. And then you just go buy his job. And that's the simple thing. And when you buy his job, you'll be given, you'll be redirected to the microjobs transaction screen where you can gain chat Matt. And you'll be asked to fill in a form. It's a dead simple form. It's a Word document that just asks you what your preferred times are for meeting. Just a very skeleton overview. Sorry, I've got a tickle again. A skeleton overview of what the job is. And then that's it. And then once you pay the money, now this is quite key as well, because this is definitely different if you transacted direct with somebody. Once you paid the money, it gets held into Stripe Connect. So Stripe, that big reputable payment service that we partner with, they hold the money. And when Matt's done the call and you're happy with the service, you come off the call, you click complete, and then microjobs will say, right, tell Stripe the money's ready to be received by Matt, and then it will get transferred into Matt's account and he can draw on it. And so the key thing there is, until you're happy with the service, you don't pay any money. The freelancer doesn't receive the money. And then there's obviously a dispute system in microjobs, so if it ever goes wrong, which hopefully it won't, as long as you contact them up front, dispute system where we're there to help you as well. So have a think about it. Think about different scenarios where you're really struggling and $50 is actually nothing to you. Have a think about that and then see if Matt can help you. And that's all from me. As always, any questions, just ask me. Bye.